Hi, I'm Dan Slone, an attorney from Richmond, Virginia with the firm McGuire Woods. We're in a very interesting time for dealing with redevelopment and the coding circumstances. The place we find ourselves, and many localities find themselves, is they haven't even caught up with the big boom times. They hadn't even been able to do their comprehensive plans. They hadn't been able to update their codes. They hadn't begun to really develop the coding necessary to allow urbanism to be developed in greenfields the way it should be developed. They hadn't begun to develop the codes to embrace sustainability and all of the things that we had begun to realize we needed to bring into the codes. And then along comes this problem of the money for the infrastructure disappears, the money to do so many things new, and the markets to do these things new disappears, and this very, very complex problem of how do we turn to redevelopment and how do we deal with the places that are even more complex than the green fields. We have this incredible opportunity, though, to create new tools and to create new approaches that handle these things. Sometimes we're modifying old tools. We need to take our comprehensive plans and we need to stop turning them into those documents that go up on the shelves and we never do anything with them. And we need to turn them into the real visions that reach beyond just zoning and subdivision, that reach into how we're handling our utilities, how we're handling our electricity, how we're making water a single resource, whether it's coming from potable water, whether it's coming from reuse water, whether it's coming from rainwater, and we maximize the sustainability. All of those sorts of things in the redevelopment areas are going to have to be done differently, and they're going to come from our comprehensive planning, our master planning, and the adoption of principles as a community. In order for those principles to be adopted, that's going to take a lot of community involvement, and it's going to take a lot more real discussion, not those sorts of discussions where a few people show up and a new plan gets put on a shelf someplace, but where people really buy into it, because one of the challenges of redevelopment is that we're going to be working next to existing neighborhoods that have a lot of voters, existing neighborhoods who will have strong opinions about things. Unless we've worked these things out in the public forum, so we're in agreement about the measures that need to be taken to redevelop those areas, to infill those areas, we're going to get stuck in big fights and we're not going to move forward. We're going to need different kinds of codes with flexibility to allow uses to change over time. When I'm redeveloping areas, I need to be able to bring forward a building in one place for a while and then move it to another as I put a more permanent building there. I need to be able to bring one use forward, maybe a nursery, maybe an assemblage area for recovered architectural features. But then later on, I need to move that someplace else. So I need codes that aren't so fixed in one place. I need codes that are flexible enough to allow solutions as our technologies change. I need to be able to insert reuse water by tapping into trunk lines in neighborhoods and distributing wastewater treatment into neighborhoods. I need microgrids for the power plants so that we can harvest the sun but use it in the most efficient ways into neighborhoods rather than being stuck just using it in the building that the sun shines on. It's an incredibly exciting period, but it's a period in which those jurisdictions that don't get moving very quickly now are going to suffer.